Well, hello everybody. Spegtacular, the Silverstacular, is here today to talk to you about some things that silver, gold, coins, and precious metals dealers of all kinds don't want you as a customer to know about. Stay tuned. Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silverstacular. So, what kind of things am I talking about? Number one thing that I'm talking about is they don't want you to know how they buy stuff, right? They don't want you to know their methods, their trade secrets. One big thing, of course, is the pricing. So, let's say you have this coin right here and you bring it into a shop and they say, yeah, let me look this one up because this is a coin now. So let me look up the price on this right here. And you, as the person selling, you didn't go do your research. You don't know what this thing is all about. They love hearing that. They love knowing that you aren't sure of the value of these things. So what they usually do is get their little price guide booklet out, which is, it's updated, biannually, annually, quarterly, whatever the case may be. And they look it up and they say, yeah, I can get you, $1,900 for that coin, no problem, right? $1,900. And you're just like, hey, I don't know any better. Sure, that sounds like a good deal. That sounds like $1,900. So shoot, I can buy some groceries with that, right? A couple weeks worth. I'll be happy with $1,900. But in that little booklet, that price is probably more than whatever they offered you. And they're going to end up giving you less than the book price, even though that's the price the dealer should be going by. They're going to give you less. And because what they want to do is make as much money on you as possible so they can keep their doors open even longer and have more inventory and showcase a lot of things to new customers that come in and just make more and more money. That's the goal of business, right? So one thing that they don't want you to know is what that price is in that book. They don't want to show you that price oftentimes. They want to keep that to themselves. And they also don't want to tell you how they buy other things. For instance, if they are a precious metals dealer and they buy silver, they oftentimes don't want to tell you how much they end up buying silver for. Let's say that silver spot price is $20 per ounce. And let's pretend like this is a whole ounce of silver, right? They might end up paying you $18, which is 10% back from the spot price if it is $20 an ounce. And then they'll end up selling it for $3 to $4 over the spot price. So if you're a customer and you go into the store and you hear that they have silver for $3 over, well, shoot, that beats the guy next door who has it for $4 over. I'm going to pay your $3 over. But what you don't know is this particular shop ends up paying the 10% back. So he ends up making a $5 spread, $2 back, plus $3 in addition to the spot price is $5, whereas the other shop was paying the full spot price. And all they really wanted was $4 over. So they're actually only making $4 per ounce. But, that doesn't matter to you because whatever seems best, which is $3 over, is what you're going to end up paying. But it's important, if you are an investor in precious metals, to also find out what shops are buying precious metals for. And there's no harm, and if they can't do it, they don't want to do it, then walk away. But there's no harm is when you're going to buy silver, be like, hey, what are you paying for silver right now? If you want me to pay $3 over the spot price, what are you paying if I was to sell it back to you immediately? I'm just curious. And find out how their selling game works. Speaking of selling game, I find it so crazy when I hear that a person selling silver or gold doesn't also invest themselves in that silver and gold. They're not believers in it. They don't want to buy silver, they don't want to stack silver, and they don't want to hold silver in their own home, but they're willing to get rid of it to you because they're not believers in it. That to me is almost like going into a nice fancy steak restaurant and the head chef is a vegan and doesn't want to touch that nasty red meat. Ugh, gross. That's weird to me. How are you going to be a person who sells these products if you don't have any kind of stake in it on your own and you don't have any belief in it on your own? You're just willing to get rid of it as if it's trash to you. It makes no sense to you. I'll never understand it. I just don't get it. I don't agree with it. I think that if you are selling something, you better also believe in what you sell. So, a question that you could ask your dealer or whoever you're buying silver or gold from is be like, hey, do you collect this stuff yourself? Do you stack this stuff yourself? It's fair if they're going to be kind of secretive about what they have or how much they have, but a simple yes or no should tell you a lot about what they truly believe in. And why would they want to sell you something that they don't believe in? Do they think it's trash? I think that silver and gold have a lot of potential and it's being used every single day, so it makes sense to invest in it. Me as a collector, as somebody who sells a little bit of silver and gold here and there, I totally stack it myself. In fact, here's a little baggie right here. This is a little impromptu action there. I bought this silver in this baggie today. And if you watch my channel any amount of time, you'll probably end up seeing exactly what I got at some point. So stay tuned for that. But I never understood that at all. Also, this is a crazy one right here. A lot of silver and gold big dealers, right? The big silver and gold dealers, they're actually manipulating the silver and gold market. What do I mean by that? There are companies that are offshoots of these big silver and gold companies that are pushing an agenda for people to buy silver and gold like crazy, as if you needed to right now. And a lot of you watching right now may even believe that you better be doing it now because you're about to end up getting into some scenario where it's a doomsday thing where if you didn't buy silver and gold, you're going to be out in the street somewhere. They've pushed that agenda to some serious degree where people firmly believe in that. In fact, you'll probably see comments down below in this video of those very people that are saying I'm dumb for saying that won't happen. I don't believe that will happen. That's not why I invest in silver and gold. Listen, can stranger things happen? Sure. But those companies are really, really pushing that agenda. So much, in fact, that they've started these huge side companies that end up manipulating news sources and only telling part of the story so that it does sound like silver and gold are being like forced down people's throats. Otherwise, if you're not getting it, you're left behind. Most of us know that the news that we watch, no matter if it's left-sided news or right-sided news, no matter what side, the truth is actually somewhere in the middle. Both sides tend to hold parts away from the viewer in order to skew things to their own approach, to their own liking. These silver and gold manipulators that are doing the same thing, right? They're telling you the story, which is over here, way off to one side, but the truth is in the middle, and they're keeping facts away in order to make it seem like things are just devastating out there, that you better buy silver and gold right now. In fact, one such story was involved with some state that is now accepting silver and gold as legal tender. And that sounds great. That sounds like, oh, shoot, we're going back. We're going back in time to where silver and gold coin was the only, legal tender that was, in the United States. And any paper bill was just a promise to allow the person who had that paper bill to cash in on silver and gold as they pleased. So that sounds great, right? You're like, man, wow, this state's doing it. It's a move forward. Silver and gold better be getting it quick. But the truth is that, these coins right here, like this says $1 on there. It's always been worth $1. It was just that the state was saying that you have to be able to accept these right here if you are a business. If somebody came in with a Morgan dollar, which is what you see on the screen right now, and they said, here's my $1 for whatever $1 piece of merchandise you have, which is these days is almost just like one piece of gum, but they had to accept this Morgan dollar, even though their cash register might not be equipped to handle such big coins. Whatever the case may be, this legal tender could not be refused. Same thing with gold coins, etc. If somebody said, hey, I got this $20 gold coin, I want to go ahead and buy $20 worth of goods, they had to be able to accept it. That was the truth of that story. But it made it seem like gold and silver currency were coming back. It was making a comeback. Unfortunately, if you read the fine print, if you really got into the story and understood what was going on, then you understood that there was definitely manipulation going on. You found out in the news story that it was done by this company who's trying to push this agenda, who actually is owned by another company who is a huge seller of precious metals. So crazy, so crazy. There's plenty of those stories out there. You can see them all the time. A lot of these YouTubers who sell silver and gold, or just try to push the agenda of silver and gold, are being slightly manipulated by Big Silver, and they don't even know it. Or they're reading these stories where the manipulation is happening from Big Silver and Gold, and they don't realize that these stories are actually being manipulated, and they're just reading the story to you, and then therefore they're manipulating all of you. Crazy. Long-winded, for sure, that little piece right there, but it's happening. Please do your own research and do it deeply and make sure you understand what's really going on out there. Ask dealers to show you what they're actually buying stuff for. If they got the book, what's the problem if they have a book to just show you what that price says in the book? It is the buyer's guide. Why are they going down from the buyer's guide? And ask them what they're going to sell it for. If you're going to buy this from me for $1,900, what do you plan to sell it for? What's the margin going to be? I can understand that the store has to make $50 to $100. I understand that. But are you going to make $500 off of me on this coin? Are you considering all things on this coin? The condition? Are you considering the date? Are you doing everything? When you go to sell a big collection to a dealer, please do your own research on everything you have in there. Find some time to do it. If they're United States coins, get yourself a red book, use the internet, use eBay sold listings, find out what your collection is actually worth. If you do have a diamond in the rough, a super rare coin in your collection, know that you have that coin, bring that to the side, tell the dealer this is a rare coin. This coin by itself, you can look it up right here. In fact, here is the page. I have it saved right here. This coin by itself is worth $100 to $200, $300, whatever the case may be. So don't offer me just a whole price for everything. Just think about this one separate or 10 separate pieces that actually have a lot of value beyond it. Because another thing that they don't want you to know, if you go into a shop and let's say you just have a stack of coins like this, and you say, hey, how much will you give me for these coins? They'll say, oh, well, these are Morgan dollars, so we buy these for $30 each, and so I will give you $120 for the 4 of them. Well, they didn't even bother looking at the date. They didn't bother looking at anything else, the condition. Some of these coins might actually be worth more than $30. It might be easy for them to sell some of these coins. Might be actually a $50 to $100 coin, some of these. And so it's great if you have some time, if not make some time, to know what you have and to really understand that, these dealers can still make money, okay, can still stay in business, but they don't need to make all of their money in one place, which is just you, all right? They don't want you to know this stuff. They want to keep a lot of this stuff secret. They don't want to tell you guys how much they're actually buying stuff for. They don't want you to know that you're being manipulated right now by Big Silver and Big Gold and other coin companies. That's not what they want you to know. They just want to keep that money flowing in, and they've been doing a great job over the last few years of doing that. So do your due diligence. You're not going to hear this stuff right here on a whole lot of other channels. You're not going to hear the manipulation that's taking place because those places are being manipulated. Look at places, although it's not quite Big Silver, like Wall Street Silver, the Reddit group, right? Where the guy that was in charge of it was taking donations, GoFundMe donations, to really pump silver up, right? To really bring it to the moon. And that person was actually just pocketing the money and paying their own bills and paying for a mortgage, buying a nice place, and not actually investing in silver, not investing in any kind of precious metal, just investing in themselves and not actually helping the community out at all. That happens all the time. And it's stuff that nobody wants you to know about. They want to try to keep it all a secret, and unfortunately, some people are smart and they find out the truth, and then when the truth gets out there, those people who manipulated the community, they try to hide. But we all know they're out there. Be careful. Know the truth. Know that you need to be doing your own research on everything that you invest in. Silver and gold and coins are all really hobbies, lifestyles, and investments you should be checking out any kind of research material you can. I always recommend, like I said, if you have any kind of knowledge on the United States Red Book, definitely grab one of those. This is an older one, doesn't matter, unless you have much newer coins in this, and then in that case, you're going to want a newer Red Book. But if you don't, that's fine too. You just go to the internet, find some information there. It's all available to you, most of the stuff for just free. And old Red Books are pretty cheap too. You can probably get them from the library, old ones that they are no longer close to the date that it was written on there, and you can get those for cheap. Anyways, I've rambled on enough. I appreciate you for watching. Be careful. Spegtacular is out. You know, when I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.